Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Friends, Facts, and Fiction. As always, this podcast is made possible by our local convenience stores, the misappropriation of history, and you. And now to your hosts, Justin Hammonds, Brant Bramlett, and Drew Shellnut.
What's up? What's happening, world? This is a podcast called Friends, Facts, and Fiction, and we back, season 7, Not Living in Heaven, 4 less than 11. I think I'm gonna stick with that. I think that's
I used to have a friend. His name was Evan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're back again, man. Trying to stay on track for this 2025. Bring you some healthy, lovely distraction from the madness that we're all walking in. Anyway, I'm Justin Hammonds, looking at my boy Drew Shellnut.
Hi now.
And my boy Grant Bramlett.
Now, hey.
And
shit, I got to think about that. I got to make something you can't flip around, like an unflippable pancake.
Oh, like a crepe.
Like, God damn it, I was gonna say crepe, motherfucker. See, I can't even fucking
say it.
Shit,
say
I can't
it.
even fucking think without it being finished by. Somebody's gonna flip it around.
Say it. Crepes are delicious.
I had a crepe.
I had a whole heap of crepes just this morning.
Say it. Crepes are delicious.
Nope, go on and break the arm.
Oh my God.
Yep, he broke it.
Yeah, the body.
I'm getting dizzy.
The time before memes, we just quoted Will Ferrell for like a decade almost.
Yeah, I was literally telling somebody
like
the other
straight
day.
up Anchorman and
Yeah.
Talladega Nights, bro.
And Step Brothers.
Yeah, Step
I got to talk
Yes.
about Step Brothers.
Fucking Wedding Crashers, bro.
Yeah.
I never know what she's doing back there.
Idiocracy.
The meatloaf.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think I create
So much room for activities.
Yeah, I think I do Idiocracy and Talladega Nights more than any of them.
Yeah, for sure. Anchorman is in my daily lexicon there.
Yeah.
To this day. Fucking crazy.
Singes the nostrils.
Did you see him when the SNL 50 dropped?
Do the Not Like Us.
He did the Not Like Us in like classical form, bro.
I haven't seen that yet.
Well, it's an old sketch that he and I cannot remember her name. Do you remember her name?
I do not.
That he always does it with. So they play
Sherry
this like
Terry or Anna Gasteyer.
I think
Those are the two that he used to do all the. Is it Cheerleader Girl or
no. Well, maybe.
the one that he did the Cheers with?
I honestly don't know.
Well, anyways,
Okay.
they play this older couple. It's implied that they're married, but they come into like high school assemblies and stuff, and they try.
Is he like bearded?
Yeah, has a bald
okay.
cap
Yeah, she's
on
real
and a
short.
beard.
She's
Yeah.
got bug eyes. Can't remember her name.
She wears the big ass glasses and the
yeah.
old lady wig for these sketches. But anyways, they go to high school and they play like topical music to try and reach the youths in order
in classical
to say
funny
their
form.
Yeah, exactly. To sit behind a piano and she's like, oh, kind of style
So they
vocals.
sung Not Like Us like that for a cringe-worthy amount of time.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Also, it was definitely rough around the edges because that's probably the largest like thing that they've ever tried to do. But the SNL 50 is. I watched it live last night. It was.
It's like 3 hours, right?
It was 3 hours.
Yeah.
3 different musical acts. A shitload of sketches, of course.
They had Post Malone play with Nirvana.
Yeah, for the build-up thing. Yeah.
Who'd they have do vocals for Nirvana?
Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Oh, so they got an actual vocalist.
Yeah, he was the lead for. Oh, you silly for that.
Heard.
Anyway, can't wait
I
for
was
those
waiting for that
emails.
shoe to drop.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
I was trying to hold it back too, and not say anything negative.
That was a good one. Yeah, him and Dave Grohl are like hella tight.
Oh, the only good thing that came out of Nirvana, I heard. Yeah.
Anyways, we're back. The juices are flowing early. I think Grant has some good news of the day. Is that
I'm sure
feel good stories.
if you're listening to this, you like information and or history, which means you're probably paying attention to the news, which means you're probably very depressed. So here's some
And
fun.
it's also still cold.
Here's some fun, uplifting things.
Right.
Well, one is just a really funny headline, and we'll see if it actually is cool or not. But the first one I wanted to do on goodnewsnetwork.org
Oh damn!
is a headline called "Scientists Discover Oldest Bird Fossils, Rewrite History of Avian Evolution."
Is it the dodo?
No. According to a truly field-altering fossilized bird found in China, birds already existed in the late Jurassic period, approximately 160 million years ago. The new discovery suggests that rather than a linear evolutionary path from dinosaur to bird, these two orders evolved somewhat simultaneously.
Interesting.
I know.
Interesting.
Maybe some cross pollination.
Yeah. Baminornis zengenesis
Fairly newer.
is
Tell you what. Shit.
is the world's oldest species of avid. A holotype fossil was recently found in East China's Fujian province and described in the journal Nature. The pelvis, trunk, forelimbs, and part of the hind limb are all intact, which is an insane find.
Yeah.
by the
That's
way.
crazy, bro.
And here's a quote from the head archaeologist. Baniornis is a landmark discovery and ranks among the most important bird fossils unearthed since the discovery of Archaeopteryx in the early 1860s. Stephen Boussat, a paleontologist from the University of Edinburgh, who was not involved in the study but wrote a commentary accompanying it, tells Jinhao. This is a groundbreaking discovery. What?
I said, bless you.
Oh, thank you. This is a groundbreaking discovery. It overturns a previous situation that Archaeopteryx was the only bird found in the Jurassic period. A paleontologist at the Chinese Academy of Sciences and co-author of the study tells the Chinese news agency Jinhao, I don't know. China's wealth of cultural and historical treasures is almost matched in importance by its role as one of the world's great crucibles of paleontological discoveries. Dinosaurs and prehistoric animals from every age of every size.
Dinosaur science.
Yeah,
Damn right.
of them dinosaurs, and every description have been found there.
Nice.
The missing link. Archaeopteryx.
Old bird science.
It's early. It's early, bro.
Old bird.
Old bird.
The missing link that connected dinosaurs to birds was first discovered in Germany, but several other iterations of paleoavids, including Cretaceous cormorant, a prehistoric wader, and the gliding micropore, have been found in China.
Word. That's crazy.
Yeah, but the most important thing is that it has a short tail, which is a critical innovation in bird flight. So apparently this is one of the, they were, before
It's got a rudder.
they thought that, the old birds that they were finding were all like runners, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like an emu or...
Ostriches.
Yeah, that kind of a
Ostracized.
type. But the fact that this guy has a short tail
Emuses.
and is one of the oldest fossils they've ever... Actually, the oldest fossil they've ever found shows that it actually was capable of flight, which is kind of insane.
Yeah.
That is wild.
It just needed
Yeah.
a landing strip. So it could just
Yeah,
So it's like a
it'd be wild to see a bird with long ass legs fly.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be very strange to
Especially if they
see.
couldn't tuck them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Their
very
landing,
fucking...
their landing gear stuck down. You know,
That'd
it's
be
just like
very
what
weird to
the
see.
fuck? That's not aerodynamic.
Yeah. The long ass necks and shit.
Sorry, bud, I can't bend my legs past 45 degrees.
But I thought that was cool as hell.
Yeah, that is pretty cool, man. They say most of the dinosaurs were feathered, and not reptilian scaled type shit.
Yeah.
So that's a whole another
And
thing.
it's relatively common knowledge that the birds that we have today evolved from
Raptors.
raptors, but dinosaurs that survived the great asteroid strike that started the
Man, we're due for another one.
cold period. Yeah, that we are.
You guys have seen the giant. You guys have seen the giant sloths that lived, right?
Oh, we had massive ass sloths.
They were
big as school buses.
10 foot tall, huge fucking.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Terrifying.
those were super indigenous to Alabama.
Interesting.
That's
Big
cool.
time. I did a deep. I'll probably bring this up. Not that you guys care specifically about Alabama as much as maybe we do, but there's a lot of stuff that I've found that we never learned in school about, the hundreds of miles of underground caves that are cave paintings everywhere and like all kinds of crazy stuff and underground rivers and stuff that are crystal clear and like species of fish that don't live anywhere except for in the caves in Alabama kind of things. Like it's nuts.
We have a very, very diverse ecosystem too.
Alabama has the most diverse freshwater ecosystem in the world.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. It's insane, bro.
The
It's
Cahaba
nuts.
contributes primarily to that.
Yeah, it's fucking insane shit to dive into.
Oh yeah,
Alabama's way more interesting, and
If you
we
remove
don't fuck our cousins.
if you remove the people from Alabama, it's badass.
yeah, it's some
I mean,
dope
like
shit.
the sandstone glades and the amount of limestone that we have to make those cave structures.
I mean,
and
shit, man,
everything.
just right there in Tuscaloosa, Moundville, like right there with the Native American thing. I got goosebumps going to that fucking place.
Oh, dude,
Crazy.
Chief Tuscaloosa. Like, if you walk into the public library in Tuscaloosa, there is a statue made of wood that is supposed to be a real life representation of him.
Is it large, motherfucker?
Dude was so big that his feet drug the ground when he rode his horse.
Yeah, motherfucker was large.
Like,
Now, granted, horses were smaller back then.
no, they weren't. No, they weren't. We just knocked them off at the knees.
If anything, they were probably bigger because they had fucking more space.
We needed some more fucking glue.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's terrifying. Well, not terrifying. It's beautiful, actually, and majestic. A Clydesdale, bro. I seen one.
Yeah.
I seen one
Yeah, they're awesome.
not too long ago, and I was just like, "How the fuck?" Like,
You ever seen a baby Clydesdale?
bigger, like taller than a fucking SUV, bro. This shit is wild. Like, shit is crazy large.
My great uncle Buddy used to have a Clydesdale named Beulah. Some stupid fucking rednecks drove by and shot her in the ribs multiple times. I got off the bus. It was the most blood I've ever seen in my life. I get off the bus, look across the street, and she's laying in a field.
That's crazy.
And it's just blood everywhere.
That's
and
crazy,
they never
bro.
found out who did it, but he wasn't a good person anyway. Had some enemies. But no, Clydesdale's amazing. Beautiful is like adolescent, like they're as big as a regular horse, but that's a baby. It's like, what the fuck?
Shit is wild, bro.
Yeah.
That's the precursor to semi trucks. A couple Clydesdales and haul cargo and shit.
I mean, that's where horsepower comes from.
Yeah, straight up. Anyway,
And then the other one I
how
had
we feeling?
is
You got another one?
Yeah, it's got that one more.
just because the title of it. I haven't read this at all, so we'll see what happens. But California's fascinating Glory Hole Spillway is flowing for the first time in years. I think you know why I clicked on it.
Glory Hole Spillway. My lord.
Oh, that's what Mr. Trump was talking about when he was saying that they wouldn't release the water, and now they released. Oh, it was a glory hole.
Jesus Christ.
So after a series of significant rains in Napa, a man-made lake's unique drainage system was activated to the delight of onlookers. Known as the Morning Glory Spillway in Napas County, Lake Berryessa. Behind the Monticello Dam, a 72-foot-long hole empties the water of the lake down into a creek 200 feet below.
That's a big deal.
Forming a perfect flow of water in a ring. The spillway looks like a whirlpool at sea and has visitors flocking to see it in action before the lake falls below 440 feet, the threshold at which the spillway activates. Installed nearly 70 years ago, the unique passive spillway located near the middle of the lake has only been needed 25 times during its existence. A series of atmospheric rivers have passed over Napa recently. With more forecasted, there's still the chance to go see it up close from a section of the small road that passes around the lake.
Side note, you said one thing, great name for a band, Passive Spillway.
Nice.
That is pretty good. Activated in 2017 and again in 2019, its long dormancy captures well the effects of the droughts California has suffered over the last few years. It's obviously it's a reservoir, so local residents draw from it. So it's actually in general, it's very good that we're seeing this glory hole activated. But
Glory Hole active.
so if anybody's in the Napa area, you can go check out the glory hole.
Oh, Dirty Ron's going to be out there. You know that's right.
Yeah, buddy.
Dirty Ron with that 75-foot dick.
It actually does look pretty cool for real.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That is wild, actually.
Yeah.
It looks like a butthole.
Sure does. So that's a 72-foot wide butt.
Oh, so that's what. So when human folk like go and put their wee wee in the swimming pool suction thing, or that's what Giants does.
Right.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Giants, man. That's a episode for another day.
Oh,
Anyway,
100%.
yeah. Anyway, well, glad y'all are back. Glad we are back, and I'm glad that y'all listening. Tell your mama, tell your friends, tell your folks. Friends, facts, and fiction. We here, dog. And Drew has something for us today, I believe.
I do.
We're gonna dive into these hot facts.
I
man.
do.
Get loose. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Stay sturdy. You know what I'm talking about?
Affirmative.
Enjoy the.
I'm channeling my inner Phil Hartman.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You know? Yeah.
So this episode is about the Green Children of Woolpit,
Okay.
a medieval mystery.
Actual
with a
green?
side of weirdness.
Actual green people.
Oh, we gonna get in there.
You know, there's blue people in
Kentucky.
yeah, actual blue people.
Mm-hmm.
Shit's
Blood
wild.
disorder.
From all the inbreeding.
Yeah,
Mice.
they were fucking each other a lot.
Anyway, that actually went into my research, like kind of
Oh, word.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
mixy matched in there.
There you go. That was a nice little
Yeah,
clapping cheeks thing you did there. Anyway.
yeah.
All right.
Wow. Anyway, so history is full of strange events, but ever so often something come along that makes you go, "Wait, what?" Mm-hmm. One such oddity is the legend of the Green Children of Woolpit, a medieval tale that has everything: mysterious kids,
Creepy.
possibly alien encounters,
Awesome.
and a whole lot of confusion.
Normal.
Yeah. We live in America. The story goes that two green-skinned children appeared in an English village one day, speaking a strange language and refusing to eat anything except raw beans.
Like hard raw beans?
Like green beans in a pod.
Okay.
Like pod beans still. Yeah. So if this sounds like the plot of a rejected X-Files episode, you're not alone. Yet historians have debated this story for centuries, offering explanations that range from the plausible malnutrition to outright bizarre parallel dimensions. So let's dive into this 12th century mystery and try to figure out where these kids were lost, whether they were lost sick or just really bad at their actions. So we'll start this off with the discovery. 2 peas in a really weird pod. Mm-hmm. Our story takes place in Woolpit, England. England. So Woolpit comes from, the name Woolpit was because this village just made pits that trapped wolves.
Word.
That's essentially, that's that.
Oh, I assumed
Woolpit.
that they were all sheep herders or something.
Yeah.
But, okay.
No, they just had a bunch of pits where they trapped wolves.
Okay.
Yeah, so
For
they
the
were
fur and such.
So why not wolf pit, but wool pit?
Yeah,
Like, that doesn't make any
Wolf
sense.
Pit makes me.
It's-
That's
it's-
cooler too.
It's
Yeah.
England, bro.
Yeah, but it's pretty metal though to name your town after. This is the pit that catches the wolves. One day during harvest season, local farmers stumbled upon 2 children near one of these pits. This was already weird because kids didn't just pop up out of nowhere back then. There were no orphanages dumping kids in fields, and in medieval England wasn't exactly a hot spot for pranks.
No, it's too shitty.
You're right. But things got even weirder when the villagers noticed that these kids were green. Not slightly pale, not in a I ate something weird green, but full on Shrek mode.
That's wild to see.
Mm-hmm. The children were dressed in odd clothing, spoke an unintelligible language, and generally looked like they had wandered out of a different world, because according to them, they had. They were taken in by a nobleman, Charge. Speak right, my sir. Richard de Calne, who quickly realized these kids had zero interest in medieval cuisine, which, to be fair, was mostly boiled things and disappointment.
Exactly.
The only thing,
Seasoning, my boy.
Seriously.
the only thing they would eat, raw beans, which made one wonder: had they been living exclusively off the bean plants? Were they tiny medieval vegans before it was cool? Who knows?
I mean, yeah, if you've thought this or looked into it or have read something, I know that if you eat like a shitload of carrots, almost exclusively carrots.
Turn
The,
a little orange.
the carotene can turn your
the
palms and
carotene,
the
it'll make it
bottoms
like-
of your
yeah,
feet
yeah.
turn orange.
Yeah. Yeah, like the deadest of the dead cells.
Yeah, you have to eat a
Right.
shit ton of carrots though.
So many carrots,
Yeah.
but would that work the same for green beans? I mean, would the chlorophyll actually like start
I don't think so.
imbibing in your fucking
I don't think so because
skin cells? That seems very unlikely.
I mean, the most hardcore like green eaters I've ever seen out of the most hardcore. Like I had an English teacher that was sickly looking. She was such a vegan.
Sure.
Like looked like a piece of clay, like a pale piece of clay. You could see her veins. Like that's about the worst you're gonna get. You know, like you look like you could thump them and your skin might break.
Right.
But I've never
I mean,
seen
you can
like,
do veganism very wrong.
and if you're just yellow,
Yeah.
you
That's
might want to
jaundice,
get
baby.
your liquor checked out.
Yeah.
Your liquor liver
Yeah.
Yeah,
is kicking back there. So yeah. But yeah.
Dude's name is Richard D though.
Oh, Richard D.
My boy Dickie D.
Oh, Dickie down.
boy Dickie D. Anyway.
Maybe he needs that sinkhole. Anyway, on to the next chapter. Mm-hmm. The survival of the fittest and the one who wasn't so lucky. So years and years go by. These people are this guy's taken these, Callan has taken in the kids and everything.
Did he figure out a way to like communicate with them?
They won't, I'll get there.
Okay, cool.
They won't eat anything except for beans initially. Okay. So the girl starts kind of opening up a little bit more. The little boy's still hard fast at this. So tragically, the young boy did not last long, whether due to illness, the shock of being transported to medieval England through a wormhole, or simply the fact that life expectancy back then was about as reliable as a used cart salesman.
Sure.
He passed away. Right. The girl, however, thrived. Over time, she learned English and started dropping some serious lore about her origins. She also started, her skin pigment started to clear up and became normal.
That's wild.
Right.
That makes me think diet. But I don't know of any fucking diet that turns your skin green.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But also, and we'll get into the crossover between the guys in Kentucky that have the blue and purplish skin.
Sure, sure.
That shit is creepy as fuck to look at.
Yeah,
those pictures are wild.
They don't look normal.
No. That shit is crazy, bro.
You
Real life.
You
blue
look like
people.
a whole ass blood blister.
Yeah, shit's wild looking.
That's what you look like.
Yeah, bro. Fucking Hills, Kentucky, man.
Okay, so she started breaking into some of their background once she started to learn English, once she started to get their language because theirs was unintelligible. So she claimed that she and her brother come from a place with no sun, where it was always twilight and everyone was green. One day, they were herding their father's cattle when they followed a mysterious light through a tunnel, which was actually a cave, and they started hearing bells as well, and suddenly found themselves in Woolpit.
That's a goddamn Stephen King novel.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Right?
crazy shit. Dark Tower series, my boy.
100%.
Yes.
That's exactly what I was referencing.
Right? Yeah. So this sounds less like an actual explanation and more like the kind of thing you'd make up when your medieval foster parents keep asking awkward questions about your past, you know?
Sure.
We came through a cave.
So all this being said, before I get into the theories, I'll jump into a little bit more of Agnes Barr. She eventually named herself
Agnes,
and married Richard Barr, who was actually a very wealthy nobleman.
man, 2 dicks. That's crazy.
Yeah, right?
I think there was a lot of dicks back then.
I think there's still a lot of dicks.
Richards.
And dicks also fuck assholes. No, but anyway.
There's another one.
Right? Yeah,
Oh, man.
no, suck my cock. Anyway, we'll keep going.
Will
But
Ferrell.
anyway, so Agnes ends up marrying this nobleman, Richard, literally living, like, not much is known after their marriage, after a couple years after their marriage, but she lived like a normal life, normal skin pigment, ate normal food at that point. It took her years and years before she could stomach normal human food. She was mostly living off of raw beans. They wouldn't even eat them when they were cooked.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But this led to many theories because of I mean, hell, the fucking time period. You're talking about the 20th century.
oh, yeah,
or
yeah.
not 20th century, but the 15th century. And like,
I mean, I'm surprised they didn't just like kill him
Kill
off
him?
of being
Yeah.
fucking weirded out. To be honest. That's
Right.
fucking crazy in itself.
so these are several theories about who or what the green children of Woolpit were. And they range from, yeah, that makes sense, to somebody has been hitting the medieval needle too hard. So the first is the Flemish orphans theory. One of the most widely accepted explanations in this case is that the kids were lost Flemish orphans. At the time, many Flemish settlers in England were being attacked, and possibly these children fled from the danger of that. Ended up getting lost in the woods kind of deal. And were suffering from malnutrition, which I just don't get the whole malnutrition making you green thing.
Yeah, that's if that's the case, it still will be happening.
Out of all the stuff, like I ain't never seen nobody green.
No.
You know? I mean,
I've seen
and
plenty
I've
of,
seen
you
some
know,
pretty malnutritioned people. Like
Yeah,
their
like
stomachs were about to pop.
Distended bellies and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
But, you know, so malnutrition can cause what is the condition called chlorosis, which can give the skin a greenish tint. Once they start eating a healthier diet, their skin returned to a normal color, because apparently medieval England's version of the detox was just not starving to death.
Facts.
But if this theory is true, then what about the land with no sun? The easiest explanation is that the kids were young, confused, and possibly exaggerating a little bit, you know? Or maybe their village was in a deep valley, never really seen the full sun. Either way, they were just regular Flemish kids. It means one thing, but we've been hyping up if that's the case, we've been hyping up a case of child neglect for quite a few centuries, you know?
Yeah, right.
So moves us on to the next one, which is the underground civilization theory. Was this England's first mole people?
Yeah, there you go. Hollow Earth, baby.
You know, real quick, I was looking up images of chlorosis in humans just to see what it's like. Of course, they've got the Wicked Witch of the West from the new
the
Disney
Wicked.
series. That's
Yeah.
like the first 3 pictures. I'm like, come on, guys, like stop.
Right. Yeah.
I'm doing science here. But the only thing that I like that looks even remotely like realistic would be that older gentleman and then the woman, like with their
And so that is
eyes looked up.
nothing in comparison to what this all accounts are.
Yeah,
all
that's-
accounts are like,
It's like just a hue. They just look sickly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not actual green.
Right.
It's like a, yeah,
Oh, and they do have a blue Kentucky man. That's all. Let's see.
of course. That shit is so weird to see.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah, it is.
Shit is so crazy.
That guy's so weird looking, right?
That's wild, man.
Yeah, you can
Oof.
see those dudes right there, Drew.
Like, it looks like he's hurt. It's like,
I don't like it.
I don't either.
like
Your
it.
hair needs to be a different color, my guy.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Okay, so let's jump into the first mole people of England. So that theory is that the kids were part of some hidden underground society, maybe a group of people who lived in caves or an isolated community that never saw daylight. This would explain their green skin because of lack of exposure / poor diet. And the strange language, a dialect completely foreign to the villagers. But if this were true, how did they get to Woolpit? Did they just wander up a secret tunnel? And if there was a hidden secret society underground dwelling, you know, green-skinned people, wouldn't we have heard more stories about them?
Right.
true.
Then again, this is England, medieval England at that. If people were going to go missing in broad daylight, I guess a secret mole person civilization isn't completely out of the question, you know.
True that. So tell them what really was going on, you know?
Uh-huh. And the biggest one is the alien theory.
I mean, yeah, of course.
E.T., but medieval. Of course, we can't talk about a bizarre historical mystery without considering aliens. Some researchers have suggested that these kids were extraterrestrial beings accidentally transported to Earth through some kind of wormhole or dimensional rift. Their odd clothing, strange diet, and confusion about their surroundings could all point to an off-world origin.
How odd were their clothing?
It was made in out of everything that I saw depictions of them hand drawn, stuff like that, it was materials they had never seen before.
Okay, so like the textile itself.
The textile itself and their language,
Right.
they couldn't like put an origin to.
I mean, from that time period, like a dialect being so different is not that unusual. But I'm just thinking about like them actually seeing textiles that are so foreign that they couldn't even recreate it if they want to.
Yeah, they have
that
no
might
idea.
actually lead to something that's
That's wild.
interesting.
Otherworldly.
Right.
Yeah. Now, does this theory hold up scientific scrutiny? Not really. But it's way more than the idea that they were just lost kids with scurvy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
For sure.
So,
That's wild.
what's the truth about the green children of Woolpit? Are they just lost kids suffering from malnutrition? Did they stumble out of an underground civilization like the lizard people?
Yeah, right.
Or did medieval England have a brief, undocumented visit from some very confused extraterrestrials?
Who transformed into humans.
Right. We may.
Did she have kids with this guy? With
Yeah.
Burr?
Yeah, and they're not documented.
Interesting.
Like, she had kids, but they weren't documented.
Okay. Maybe they came out weird as fuck.
They may have been green. Green and white. What does that create? Light green.
That's crazy.
Come on, bitch. You ain't ever mixed paint together before.
That's wild.
So we may never know for sure, but one thing is clear. This is one of history's strangest unsolved cases, and it has entertained, baffled, and weirded out people for centuries. Whether the green children were immigrants, mole people, or visitors from another planet, their story proves one thing. Medieval England was wild, and honestly, we're lucky they didn't just burn these kids as witches.
Yeah, exactly.
So next time you see a weird, unexplained mystery, just remember, if two glowing kids, green kids at that, show up today, we'd have them on a reality show within a week. Medieval England, they just shrugged and kept farming.
Yeah, facts. It's like, damn, that's wild. Anyway, I got more shit to do. Put them to work. Fuck it.
Right?
That's crazy, bro. I never heard this story in my life. Damn.
I haven't either. That's really fun.
Yeah, it's wild. to think
So,
about.
and my thing with the research on the crossover between the guys from the Virginias,
Yeah.
the Appalachians,
yeah.
the fucked up folk,
The blue folk.
theirs was a blood disease.
Mm-hmm.
Their diet did not change their skin hue.
Yeah.
So it's
Right.
definitely not that.
yeah.
Because he died because he couldn't, obviously, you can't just eat beans.
Yeah.
I mean, that's protein and a little bit of fiber.
I just wonder how.
That's about it.
I mean, in a pinch, I think you could last a while on raw green beans.
But they weren't even used to eating any meat or anything cooked. Like,
Right.
they would just refuse it. Like, could not eat it. And it took her years to be able to gain the ability to
Acclimate.
eat
That's insane.
Sure.
cooked food.
That was wild. It's really, it's a little brain hole there.
Yeah.
Thinking about that. Because, the blue people can be explained, and they also continue to have blue babies because they were just incestual as fuck. But yeah, just two random kids.
Yeah. Another one of the silly
It was wild.
theories that I never really went into was like people thought they were shapeshifters, which obviously was extraterrestrial.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
just got confused and went through the wrong wormhole.
Yeah, what's the thing? Shit.
If anything, I think it's extra dimensional
I can't think of the word.
because they were talking about like little girl said that her and her brother were tending to their father's livestock.
Yeah. That spun me too. I was
You know?
like, wait. y'all
So
had
they
cattle and
obviously,
shit?
and they were by painting by everyone who noticed or who met them, they were humans, but they were just green.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's different dimensions out there. We all know that.
right? They just came from the green one.
Yeah, exactly. That's a parallel universe, my guy. That's wild.
No sun, where everyone's green and things grow without
Yeah.
sunlight.
So that means like the people are like plants.
Maybe. Also,
In their world.
one of the things that
That's crazy.
might lend to, people get called green if they're new at something.
Mm-hmm. Greenhorn.
There is one theory that them being called green and being painted that and was because they came from a more prehistoric like tribe of people, and they were calling them green because they couldn't catch on to
Yeah, I
like
got
the
you.
way things were done in like a civilized society.
Interesting.
And the little boy died because he couldn't adapt, and the little girl survived
Thrived, yeah.
and could actually. But maybe that's where the word, or maybe that's where
phrase.
the phrase, green, being green comes
Yeah,
from.
you're green. Interesting.
Because that was 15th century, so
Yeah.
been a minute.
Yeah.
But who knows?
That's a little brain thumper there.
Yeah.
That's interesting to think about.
Or,
Wonder how-
as we all know, it could all be made up bullshit.
Yeah, true. I mean, it is medieval times, so you know.
I mean, they were bored.
You know, hey, facts and fiction, dog.
Yeah, you know.
It's a blend here at this podcast. It's kind of in the name. But yeah, that's a crazy story, man. Damn. Let us know what y'all think about that. You know, you can always email us at friends.facts.fiction@gmail.com. But yeah, that's a cool ass story, man. Anything in closing, guys?
I thought I would try to bring a little bit of, like, just make you think about something else.
Yeah, it's dope. I like that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So it intrigued me. So I'm looking at
I see you digging. Over
the
here.
blue fugates of Kentucky, or
Yeah.
the blue people of Kentucky. Apparently, it's like a pretty rare gene, like Drew was saying. Causes methemoglobin. No?
Methemoglobin, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they were on the fucking like late night show and shit back then.
It's probably because they did too much.
Yeah.
Hemoglobin.
What was that, back in the 60s?
In the 1960s. Yeah. So, yeah, one of the
That's where Hitler sent
Main guy.
the test subjects.
Jesus Christ. A couple of 20 years later.
Right.
Pop up like, what
Well,
the fuck?
the like Fugate himself, he married a regular skinned lady, and 4 of their 7 children had blue skin.
Yeah, I saw the family portrait, and it's like half of them are
Yeah.
blue and half
Yeah.
of them are
It's
white.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
It's weird to look
creepy.
at. It's very strange to look at. bro.
And they
Like,
also
it's
look like
scary.
they're all dead. Like it's one of those 10 pictures.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's like looking at a blue baby, but it's an adult.
Yeah, one of those creepy ass things that used to be in my grandmother's
Yeah.
house of like,
That got
her
dark.
great grandparents,
Anyway.
Yeah, they got real dark.
That got dark. Let's get up out of there. Oh man, yeah. Well, that's something you can look up, audience, if you want to see some actual blue people.
Yeah.
they did live for a while, actually.
Yeah.
up in Kentucky. And
Yeah.
I think there's an interview on TV. I think there's video clips of one of them being
You can
interviewed. I
there's
think.
there's definitely one on YouTube I watched.
Yeah, it was
Them
fucking wild.
interviewing the guy was up until I think the mid 90s still alive.
Yeah, fucking wild. Crazy stuff, man. But yeah, thank y'all for listening, man. Give us that 5-star review. Follow us. Listen to us next week. All that good shit. I'm Justin Hammonds, and I'm saying love, live life, because it's worth living, y'all.
And I'm Drew Shellnut, and I'm saying don't let life happen to you. And how you do that is by staying informed and making a difference.
nice. Grant Bramlett here. I don't got anything, so never liked you. No, always loved you.
Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah, man. Yeah, I guess we'll get out of here.
Unless you're green, then I'm going to hang your ass.
Oh my God. Anyway, so this has been a podcast called Friends, Facts, and Fiction, and we out.
Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for the next installment. Find us on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date on all things Friends, Facts, and Fiction. Our Instagram handle is friends_facts_fiction. As always, please reach out to us. You can send any of your questions, praise, and fact-checking to friends_facts_fiction@gmail.com. It's important to us to only propagate the truth, and we'll correct any errors we may have made. Your hosts and researchers are Justin Hammonds, Grant Bramlett, and Drew Shellnut. Our episodes are produced by Grant Bramlett. Additional producership provided by Grace Higgs. Our recording engineer is Grant Bramlett. Lighting design is provided by Justin Hammonds. This has been a production of Friends, Facts, and Fiction.
What episode is this? 5?
Season 7, episode 3.
Episode 3? Right.